Hi everyone, this is coming to you from Education for All. We are looking at this problem on the board. We've already solved the first part, second part. We're now looking at the third part, which is the C part of this question. That says find the inverse function and state its domain. So, we know the function is f of x equals 1 over x plus 5. We're asked to find the inverse function. This function f of x equals 1 over x plus 5 can also be written as y equals 1 over x plus 5. You can also write it like this. So because we are now asked to find the inverse function, f to the minus 1, what are we trying to do with this equation here? We now want to make x, this x here. This is what we now want to make as the subject of the formula. As it is now, y is the subject of the formula. So because we are asked to find the inverse, which means we now want to make this x to be here on its own, alone, and every other thing else on the right hand side. So let's go. Again, this is algebra. So we cross multiply. Yeah? If you cross multiply, remind you it's like 1 is here. So you are going to have y times x plus 5. This is equals to now 1 times 1, which is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So you have 1 here. Expand, so you get xy plus 5y equals 1. What do we want? We want to make x the subject of the formula and everything else on the right hand side. So we leave this one here. We move this to the right hand side. So we have xy equals 1. This is plus. Now we come here minus 5y. What do we want? We want x. So divide both sides by y. So that this will cancel. So now you have x here, 1 minus 5y all over y, which is also also 1 all over y minus 5. It's the same thing. Either you leave it like this or you leave it like this. But because we are asked to find the inverse, we are looking for the inverse function. We still have to use this x. So the inverse function here will be f of x is equals to, it's y actually, but you represent it by x. 5x all over x. That's why you put the inverse. We know it's y now. The inverse is telling you, this notation is telling you, this is y. But we are writing x. I don't know if you can figure it out. This notation is telling you, this is the value of y here. But we are writing x. Yeah? So now this is your inverse function. Now you are asked to find, they say state its domain. So here was the function itself, the range we are asked to find. Now the inverse function, and they say find a domain. It's interesting here. What is interesting? I'll show you. You can still work it out, but there is a short way of doing it. The range of a function is the same as the domain of its inverse. The range of the function is the same as the domain of its inverse. Because it's the same function. We're just taking y to be the subject of the formula in one case, and then in the other case, reverse case, we're taking x to be the subject of the formula. Right? So that is what we are doing. So in that case, the range here, the domain here is going to be as the range we found in this part, which is the value, which was, we have all real numbers in x, wherein because we have a fraction here as x, so we know x cannot be equal to 0. And then we'll have again x is less than 1 over 9. So that is your range. That is the domain of the inverse. Yeah, it's the same as the range of the function, but because we have a fraction here, this cannot be 0. If this is 0, it's going to be undefined. It's going to be infinity. We don't want that. So that's why we said it can take all other values from x less than 1 over 9, and it cannot be 0. But all other values are allowed. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.